Yeah, man, it's the one only DJ Chase, man. WDJCDB, DJ Chase Radio, man. You know this, man. Only on 12 mobile apps, Live 365, DJChaseRadio.com, YouTube, DJ Chase TV, and Apple and Spotify podcasts. Today we have recording artist, R&B artist, label owner, recording engineer, music supervisor, and father Winston Ward with us today. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, DJ Chase? Listen, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for the hospitality to have me on your platform. I truly appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I get a lot of hoodlums that listen to my show. I get a lot of cool people to listen to my show. So you know how that go.
That's a fact.
Yeah, for sure. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling great, man. No complaints at all, man. How's everything on you?
I'm chilling. I had a lot of work to do today, so I'm trying to get everything organized and then just get the business going. I got my beat store out right now, so I did like an exclusive release for my beat tape. So I just put a beat tape out, so it's pretty dope.
Nice. Congratulations on that, man.
For sure. All right, man. So I want to get a little bit into your background. You're a label owner. You do a lot of stuff. Definitely a dope, super dope ass R&B artist. You were born in New York, correct?
Oh yeah, Bronx, New York, born and raised.
Bronx, New York. And what's your nationality? I see you had a song called Jamaican, so I didn't know if you were Jamaican or not.
I am Jamaican. My pops is Jamaican. My father's from Jamaica. My mom is from the United States. She grew up in Harlem. So.
Okay, copy. What school you go to?
I went to Bronx Leadership Academy. So right,
yeah,
Bronx, born and raised.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, New York, we native New Yorkers, it's the most expensive city in the world. It's changed over the years. All these non-New Yorkers come here and messed up the city. I wanted to say this, like, what, everybody wanted to be a rapper. What made you want to be a singer?
Oh, man, I think, so a little backstory. My older brother is a singer as well, so he never took it serious, but he would always sing around the house. And growing up, I would always hear him sing Drew Hill. And one day I just took one of his CDs and that was it. That was the start of it for me. I would literally just sing Drew Hill up and down the house. And then it expanded from Drew Hill to just Cisco by himself. And then from Cisco, I went to Boyz II Men, and then Brandy, all these other amazing artists that I kind of took hold to. So yeah, R&B was always for me. I don't think I've ever had the the inclination to rap ever. It was never a thought. It was only R&B.
That's crazy. It's funny. I don't even think there is any R&B artists from New York. Actually, I don't really recall. Really.
Alicia Keys is from New York.
No, I mean male. I meant to say male R&B. Excuse me, male. There's no real male R&B artists from New York, right?
That is true. Now we could be mistaken. We could be mistaken, but from what I can gather, I don't. Especially the Bronx.
Yeah, I never heard R&B singing from the Bronx. Yeah.
Never. So hopefully I'll be the first.
That's dope. Right? Yeah. And what did your parents say? You say you could have been anything. Same with my story's a little weird too. So what did your parents say when you said you wanted to pursue music full time?
Well, my mom, she is let's say a scholar. She's very, very big in academics. So my mom was always of the belief that, you always need a backup plan, go to school, get a good job, and you could do music on the side. But I'm pretty sure, as you know, if you want to take music serious,
there's no such thing as doing it on the side.
There's no such thing as doing it on the side. This is a full-time passion. It's a full-time effort that you need to put in order for you to reach a decent level. So I knew from very early on that the traditional path wasn't something that I was going to take. So I think now and over the years, my mother accepted it. My father always accepted it.
That's usually how it is. Yeah.
Right. My pops always accepted it. He loved it from the jump. So it was just my mom that gave me a little bit of resistance, but eventually she came along as well too. So
for sure. And New York, we're probably around the same age. New York, they don't have no music programs like they used to. There's no schools that teach it. They took it all out of schools, especially production programs. The only got one, I think, SAE, and I think they're trying to close that. How did you teach yourself production and songwriting and singing? Because it's very difficult to write R&B songs. I don't even do it. So Who taught you how to do that?
So I would be remiss if I didn't mention the guys that I grew up with. I grew up with two guys, Gerard and Charles. They're pretty much like my best friends, like god brothers, or whatever you want to call, you know, whatever we want to call ourselves. But we were all in like an R&B group together, and I really learned almost everything that I know now from them. How to write songs, how to structure songs, how to listen to songs, how to build my harmonies. All of those things. So kind of just growing up with those guys, and we grew up in the church, and being in the church also kind of helped cultivate our sound, helped cultivate us musically as well too. So I would have to say it was a combination of church and just being in the R&B group with my guys. So
yeah, for sure, that's dope. And what instruments do you play?
So I don't play any instruments. The funny thing is, everyone always believes that I play instruments. Even when I was heavy into church, everyone always believed that I played instruments because I always hung around with the musicians. Right? It was just we all kind of understand things. So I understand a lot about music and music theory. But I don't necessarily play instruments. I'm okay on the piano, but I wouldn't ever claim to be a piano player.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, and who inspired you? Because I know a lot of times people like myself, I'm inspired by I'm really inspired by myself, but I listen to or influenced by certain, not when you say influence, I guess inspired by. Who would you say like inspires you as an artist, like another artist or producer or singer songwriter who inspired you?
I think it changes daily. Moment to moment. I think nowadays when I watch Kanye West, I know that's kind of like left to say, but
that ain't left at all. Kanye's that kind of dude.
Of course, no, but because he's not like an R&B singer. But I admire his free spirit. I admire how he's not scared to create what makes him feel good. And especially when I watched his documentary, I felt I was drawn even closer to him. Let's say other people. Obviously, let's dive deeper into R&B. Tank is one of the big people for me as far as influences. Major influence. Jamie Foxx. Major influence for me. Eric Bellinger when it comes to singing and songwriting.
Yeah, that's the guy with the songwriting. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And Babyface, like Luther Vandross, like just the way how like his stage presence, how he was able to command the room with his voice. So I draw from so many different people and so many different experiences. A lot of things that what I really like to do is I like to watch people's live shows and how they sing in the room. Like I like to listen to Music Soul Child, and I watch so many of his different like shows, and he'll sing the same song 20 different ways, and I appreciate that so much because it's like it keeps things new and it keeps things fresh. So just to round out your question, I think who inspires me, I think I draw inspiration from everyone who sings and everyone who pursues their passion. And yeah, I appreciate it because I draw something from them every single time.
Yeah, that's fire. And as an R&B singer, especially a male R&B singer, a lot of the R&B today is getting there, it's getting back up. You have the Brent Fires and you have the different guys like that making more, the Giveons making different type of music. Do you feel like you being a male singer that sings about love and romance and actually happiness and happy situations, not pain and want to kill yourself? Do you feel like that's actually harder to make it into the mainstream, or you think it makes it easier?
So I think mainstream is dictated by what people support. So I think right now, especially you mentioned Brent, I think the type of music that he promotes is I wouldn't call it toxicity, because he even came on an interview and said that he doesn't really promote toxicity. These are just his experiences. So I think people, especially in R&B, let me not single it down to R&B. I think it's just popular music in general. They kind of ride the wave of whatever's popular, whatever's happening at the moment. So I think as long as I continue to make music that's important to me, that's relevant to me, that I know will connect with other people, I try not to really, worry about, what's popular, or if I'm riding the wave of what everyone else is doing. As long as I'm making music that's true to myself and true to who I am as a person and also as an R&B artist, I think that I'm okay. I think I'm on the right track.
Yeah, that's a dope way to look at it, because a lot, like, even with you don't really have like auto-tune and the same, because like I said, personally, I think the guys make great songs. I personally just think they can't sing. So me being a producer, I'm like, all right, they great songs, but they just can't sing. Like, they're horrible. As the type of artist you are, you're a self-proclaimed deep thinker, you're an introvert, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like that sometimes hurts you, or do you feel like, what, I'm not as outgoing, I'm not as with the antics? Do you feel like that kind of hurts your career?
I don't think it hurts my career. I think when it's time for me to speak to people, I can hold a conversation. So I think that is what's important. I think if I was introverted to the point where I didn't want to connect with anyone, or I didn't want to go out and speak to people, then I definitely wouldn't go far. I also don't think that you can be that much of an introvert and be a good performer, and I personally believe that I am a decent performer. So I think in my personal life, I prefer to keep a lot of things private. But when it comes to the music, I definitely know how to flip that switch and turn it on.
For sure. Now, this debate of R&B is dead. Let's get into that real quick. We won't talk on that too much. But how do you feel with what people saying R&B is dead? How do you feel about that? Like, because I personally don't think that's true. I think if anything, the rappers are making R&B records, but it can't be dead with people like Drake. He's an R&B singer. He's not a rapper. So
exactly. So to answer your question, not even answer, but just to comment on it, I think a lot of people are stuck in whatever era they appreciate the most when it comes to R&B, right? So like you see a lot of people, they're like, you know what, I really love 90s R&B, or some people like, I really love 2000s R&B. And if you think about it, those times are never coming back. Those specific times, of course, we can draw samples from it and we can kind of remix it the way how we want to remix it, but those times are never coming back. So I think what people should do, especially if they love R&B, they should try to embrace the aspects of R&B that is popular. And also, if you don't find anything that you like that's popular, that means you probably have to do more digging, because I'm pretty sure there's artists who are singing the type of songs that you want to listen to.
Oh, most definitely.
They're just not popular.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily say R&B is dead. I would just, what I'll say, and you alluded to it earlier, is there are a lot of rappers who are singing. They're throwing auto-tune and they're singing about relationships. They're singing about, they're rapping about relationships. They're rapping about having their heart broken and things like that. And that's nothing wrong with that. However, I wouldn't say I have a problem with it, but I personally wouldn't call that R&B.
So, because you come from the traditional sense, yeah.
Exactly. So I think they're conflating the two. Like there needs to be like a different genre.
And it's funny because I've always said that. When I first heard Drake, I said he's an R&B artist. He's not a rapper. Like, even I used to be the original advocate. He's terrible. Like, because I never thought he could sing. So I'm like, I make music. This nigga is whack. Like, he's just terrible. Like, and he's progressively gotten worse. But I think what it is too is just, I think today, I think it's the talent level. You feel me? Like, I think the 2000s was crack, and the 90s was just because everybody was just talented. People today are not talented. People today are marketed. So there's a difference,
Of course. There's no, what's the name? There's no artist development. There's no nurturing an artist. There's no grooming an artist. I think now it's just because of the ease of access of technology, anyone could go into any studio and pretty much cry on a song and tell them to put auto-tune on it, and it's going to sound fire. Yeah. Especially if you got an engineer that knows what he's doing. I think that kind of took a lot of the artist development away, because you didn't need to do it because we have technology to make you sound the way I want you to sound.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I get a lot of music reviews, and I do music reviews for a big company. And I tell you, the white artists, they are not playing. They are doing all the R&B, like the old school
Oh yeah.
R&B, all the
Oh
white
yeah.
acts, all the foreign acts. They are doing all the
Oh
old
yeah.
sound R&B. Like it's
Mhm.
crazy, you know. And do you self? I wanted to know this question too. Do you all the records you have? Do you self produce those, or you like collaborate?
So I collaborate. I don't produce almost. There's very few songs that I produce completely by myself. I
Mm,
collaborate with almost everyone,
okay.
and the reason why I do that is because I personally feel like my music is better when I collaborate. I
Mm,
think, and I think that also like adds to your question before. If I I think if people who are introverted, I think most people who are introverted, they like to do all their music by themselves.
mm,
Whereas me, I like to collaborate with so many different artists because what I've realized a long time ago is the experience that I have with one artist is going to
mm,
be a completely different experience from the experience that I have with myself just listening to the music.
mm.
So it's collaboration all across the board. It's not. I'm not an artist that feels like, oh, I need to write all of my songs. If you got a hook for me, bro, send it. If you got a verse for me, bro, send it. Or sis, send it. Because there are fire female writers, there are fire male writers that's out there, and
Mm.
there's fire male producers, fire female producers that's out there as well too.
Yeah.
So I'm always willing to just collaborate with everyone because I feel like music is better that way. And if you really think about it, that's how it was done back in the day as well too.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Now the record, I want to get into some of your music, right? So the record I got, Throw It Away, that's the one I like. We're gonna talk about two
Oh
other
yeah.
records. You know, we're gonna talk about the joint that's dropping Friday. But
Oh,
Throw It Away,
yeah.
because I'm going through back catalog. I like to go through back
Okay.
catalog. So like the
Okay.
Throw It Away record, yo, that record is fire. I just
I
want to
appreciate it, man.
let you know that. And you know who like what inspired that record?
Oh man. So
You give me the short answer.
I'll give you the short answer. Yes. That wasn't necessarily my situation that I went through.
Hmm.
It was a situation that my best friend went through. Right,
Hmm.
Gerard. I mentioned him earlier.
Yeah.
He was going through a situation
Hmm.
that was very bad, and I almost felt like I was going through it because we were speaking about it every day. So one day I just was like, listen, bro, we gotta write about this. We gotta use that pain. We gotta use that energy that you feel and let's put it into something productive. And that's what came out of Throw It Away.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. You who produced that record? You produced that?
No, I didn't produce it.
I'm about to say that record's hot.
The funny thing, one of my boys, he sent me that record so many like years ago.
Wow.
And it was literally just sitting on my computer. And when I was sitting down with Gerard, we were literally just going through beats.
Mm-hmm.
And that came up. Like I heard those keys. I was just like,
Yeah, I reckon
that's the one.
That record is hot. Yeah. You know, now Sounds of Music University. Let's get into that.
Oh yeah.
So is that your label and what's up? You signing artists? How we working with that?
Oh yeah. So all right. So yeah, Sounds of Music University is my label. I'll give you a brief overview of why I call it Sounds of Music University. Before my Instagram name used to be the R&B Student because I truly felt like I was a student of R&B. I know a lot about R&B. I studied it as far as from a musical standpoint, like as far as like riffs, runs, harmonies, and all that. So I wanted to build a community of like-minded artists who also studied music. It didn't have to be R&B. It could have been pop. It could be hip hop, country, whatever. I just wanted to build a roster of artists who had the same passion for studying their craft. And that's how and why I started Sounds Music University. Currently, I am not accepting any new artists because I would like to work more closely with the artists that I do have. I feel like sometimes, or not sometimes, what I ran into a lot of my early days, I was just trying to sign everybody and just work with everybody. And what I realized is I was spreading myself too thin. It caused a little bit of resentment with the artists that I was already working with because it was almost as if you think about it, if you have let's speak about relationships. If you already have one girl and you still out looking for other girls, how's that girl at home going to think? Like she's gonna feel like she's not enough.
And artists are sensitive as hell for whatever reason. They think money grows on trees. So I'm like, listen, I have to get revenue somewhere else. I have to figure this out. So you ain't working, you ain't signing records. I got to get some money. Like,
of course.
Yeah, they think money grows on trees. So I understand what you mean. You ain't got to be nice. I'll say it for you. Now, the next big record that before we get out of here, I want to talk about this Something About You featuring the lovely Amber Lee dropping on this Friday. Yeah. The fire soulful joint. First and foremost, who produced that?
Oh man, my dude Thomas Kreger. Funny thing is he's all the way in Canada, but he wasn't. He hit me up. He does a lot of like R&B beats. He's like, bro, I'm feeling your style. Like, you know, things are like, there's not a lot of R&B artists like you. Like here, he sent me like a few of them, and this was one of them that I was just like, this is the one. And the funny thing, Amber pulled up to the studio one day, and she's just like, yo, let's work on something. And I was just cycling through beats, and that came up, and that was all she wrote. We wrote it right there on the spot.
Yeah.
And that was all she wrote.
Crazy. Amber Lee's your artist? She signed to you?
No.
Oh, Amber Lee is fire. She killed that joint. She killed it. She killed it. All right, so you gonna shoot a video for that?
Video's already shot, coming out the same day.
Oh, see, I ain't know that. That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm saying. I got the exclusive record, so that's what I'm saying. Asking. That's definitely a that's a banger. I'm definitely feeling that one.
I appreciate it, man.
And I want to ask this question, right? And a lot of people, as artists, as producers, as CEOs, we do so much. You know what I'm saying? We over extend ourselves to the point of sacrificing and things like that. You know, you have one full album, 2 EPs, and a load of singles. You know, what's next for Winston Ward? Like, what's next on the agenda to say, okay, I've been through the promo runs, I got the label, I've been doing this a minute, I've been putting in that work, I own a fly studio. You know what I'm saying? What's next for Winston Ward?
I think what's next is really, and so earlier this year, I was hospitalized because of COVID, and it really forced me to think about what I was doing, what I have, and what I need, what I don't need, and what I realized what I have to do, and this is all a part of what's going to be happening in the future, is I realized that I have a lot of great things, and sometimes, as you said it, like wearing so many hats, we think the next thing is going to be the thing that's what's going to get us where we need to go, or if I sign this one more artist, or if I create this other business, or if I do this, or if I do that. And what being in the hospital kind of like made real for me is everything that I need is within me. Everything that I need, I already have. So what's next for me is cultivating everything that I'm already working on, whether that's my own music, whether that's me writing for other artists, whether that's me cultivating the artists that are already on my label. I really just want to hone in and really just dig deep and focus on what I already have. And that starts with me. That starts with me putting out all of my music. I'll be fully transparent with you. Something About You was recorded 2 years ago.
Yeah, I believe you. You're one of those. You definitely don't be holding music. Don't be holding music, bro.
I can't do it no more, bro.
Don't hold music. Don't do that, dude. Listen, drop a song every hour if you have to. Do not hold music. You are way too talented to hold music, bro.
I appreciate it, man. So to answer your question, what's next? It's gonna be a whole lot more music, a whole lot more productivity, a whole lot more. Just seeing Winston Ward more, and just being in tune with what Winston Ward has got going on.
There you go, man. And my last question before we get out of here, man. You do it all. You produce, you engineer, you dope with it. What advice do you have for any artists getting into the music business? Like, what do you say? Like, what's one piece of advice that you have for anybody that says, you know what, I want to be Winston Ward, I want to be DJ Chase, I want to be that next guy? What advice do you have?
I would say everything that you need is within you. Start now. You have everything that you need, and don't stop.
Yeah.
Momentum is what is going to take you to that next level.
Yeah.
So start, Don't stop. You already have everything that you need. You keep going. It's gonna happen for you.
Let's get it. You feel me? Like I said, it's my guy Winston Ward. You know this, man, DJ Chase. Thank you for coming on the platform, my brother. My fault, sitting there acting crazy. Yeah. So, like I said, we here, man. It's DJ Chase, man. Winston Ward, man. Where can people find you, bro?
Listen, you can find me on my website, which is winstonwardmusic.com. But if you do socials, you can find me on Instagram at Winston Ward Music. Find me on Twitter at Winston Ward. You just type in my name, Winston Ward, I'm right there. And TikTok is also Winston Ward Music. So
yeah, he's expensive. His studio is expensive, so make sure y'all hit him up. You know what I'm saying? He's very expensive. He's not cheap. You know this, man. Man. It's DJ Chase, the pregame party miss podcast, man, right here on WDJCDB. My guy Winston Ward, man. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, brother. You know this, man. It's DJ Chase. Get that DJ Chase merch. Order your hoodies. I got hoodies and t-shirts. Got the Scullies for the winter time. It's getting cold, so get those hoodies popping. DJ Chase, Spotify podcast, Apple podcast, YouTube, DJ Chase TV, and www.djchase.net and djchaseradio.com. Instagram _DJ Chase. There's a lot of Chase going on. You know this. DJ Chase, the pregame party miss podcast. Yeah. DJ Chase TV.
It's official.